Angelica here to talk about the Spanish language. So the history of the Spanish language is that it was formed through the Romance group. So what is a Romance language? So it's a language that evolved from Vulgar Latin through the 6th and the 9th century. So many of the Spanish vocabulary words are of Latin origin, and many words are also borrowed from languages such as Arabic, French, and Italian. So during the 15th century, Spanish explorers brought the language over to Spain, and also during that same time is when Spain made Spanish its official language. So, approximately 470 million people today speak Spanish, and of that 470 million, 410 million speak it as their first language. So, Spanish is spoken in Spain, as I have already stated, but also in 22 other countries such as Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, and Panama. So the writing system in general was created to represent the spoken language. So there are 27 letters in the alphabet, although this is debatable. So much like the English language, the letters and the sounds link together to form a word. So the vowels are marked with accents to indicate stress. So the ones that I've provided you in parentheses, A, E, I, O, N, U. So you'll notice the U makes a oo sound, and we know that because the accent is above it. When writing interrogatory and exclamatory sentences, the question mark is inverted, and there's one at the beginning and the end of the clauses. And lastly, all nouns are gender associated. What does that mean? That means every noun is either classified as a male or a female, elle or la. And you'll see that with the alphabet, in the pronunciations that are in parentheses, you'll see that this right here, this N with the tilde on top, that is the Inye, and that is the debatable letter. So as I stated before, punctuation marks for exclamatory sentences and interrogatory sentences are upside down, and they're at the beginning and the end of the sentence. So if you look at my examples below, hasta luego, you'll notice that the exclamation point is inverted at the beginning, and it is also at the end, along with como se llama ella. So we have an inverted question mark, and we also have one at the end. So I've included a quick 2-minute video to give you a grammar lesson on the masculine and the feminine forms, because it's such a vital part of writing, and it can oftentimes be difficult to understand. So I'll let you watch.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Hoy vamos a hablar de sustantivos. Today we're going to talk about nouns. Yes, it is the dreaded masculine and feminine lesson, masculino y femenino. As a reminder, a noun is a person, place, thing, or animal. In Spanish, every single noun is assigned a gender. Obviously, if a noun is referring to a person, it will match the gender of that person, either male or female. However, if a noun does not refer to a person and it's just an object, let's say it's a chair, for example, it will be assigned a gender, either masculine or feminine. And the noun chair just so happens to have been assigned a feminine gender. And this gender assignment that is applied to a noun will never change. So I tell my students to try not to think of objects as either male or female, but rather to memorize the gender assignment to that noun. So don't worry, we have some tricks that are going to help us figure out which nouns are masculine and which are feminine just by looking at them. So first of all, generally, nouns ending in O are masculine and nouns ending in A are feminine. Masculine nouns will have the article L in front of them, and feminine nouns will have the article la in front of them. El and la essentially mean the. For example, the noun el banco means the bank, and although a bank is not male, it is assigned a masculine gender. And the noun la mesa means the table, and although a table is not female, it is assigned a feminine gender. Since there are so many nouns, a helpful trick for memorizing gender is called Lohner's and Dianza. And I love this works about 98% of the time. So singular nouns ending in any of the letters L, O, N, E, R, or S are likely to be masculine. And singular nouns ending in any of the letters D, ION, Z, or A are likely to be feminine. So let's take a look at these nouns on the screen. The nouns on the left are masculine and the nouns on the right are feminine. There's two reasons we know that. Number one, the article in front of the noun tells us. And number two, the last letters of the nouns follow the loners and deons rule. And of course, there are always exceptions. In my book, there's a couple pages that discuss them, but two.
So that is the quick video, your quick lesson. So the usage of Spanish. So we know that Spanish is popular in the U.S. It has grown drastically. So it's grown 233% since 1980, and this is driven by immigration and population. It's popular among first generation speakers, along with people just wanting to know the language itself. Many Hispanic children grow up speaking the language, and often English becomes their second language. It is proven that early experience with the language is important to mastering the language. So, Spanish is much easier to learn than English. So, a quick comparison between English and Spanish. So, there's nearly 6,000 different languages in the world today. Which is super interesting. So with Spanish, as I talked about, we know that there's a masculine form and there's a feminine form with every noun. So English requires that we mix negative and affirmative words. Not with Spanish; they need those double negatives to not create confusion amongst the language. So the prepositions are not important in the Spanish language as they are in the English language. So, for many cases in which we use in, on, and at in English, Spanish speakers would just use the word in. So, I hope that you have enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much.